This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening, all of you. Welcome to That One Show, which tells you all about Chennai and the nation at large. MK Aragiri has done what he does best again, to throw his weight, tantrums, and perhaps even his resignation letter. We bring you exclusive details of that big political story, but also on the show an investigative report that I'll well call explosive. In another Upar tragedy, perhaps waiting to happen in Chennai, the next time you watch a film or shop around, be sure you look for an emergency exit or just be prepared, because almost all multiplexes in the city have violated fire safety norms. Mr. R. Natraj, DGP of the Fire and Rescue Services, joins us live on the show to take our questions. Let's first get you the headlines this hour. Top sources say MK Aragiri has submitted his resignation from party posts and from the cabinet ministry to his father Karunanidhi. The DMK now split wide open. Aragiri has a list of demands: 1. To remove Raja, 2. Keep Kanimuri at bay, and 3. Give him a bigger role. Happily shopping or watching a film, are you aware that the building you are in most likely has no fire safety measures in place? Jayalalitha adding fuel to the transport sector in the state, which may soon see lack of fuel. He misses his first date, but will the Chennai police ensure Lalit Modi, the former IPL commissioner, falls in line after the second summon?
We will take action against all of them who don't appear under Section 172 IPC before the court.
This Margari season, we find out why students who take up Bharatnatyam give it up too soon. And after India's singles dreams come crashing down, Rohan Bopanna now takes on South American doubles pair along with Pakistani partner Qureshi. Let's also quickly get you what's making news nationally. The first victim of the big Citibank fraud speaks out, says there are multiple parties involved in the scam. Allegations of severe corruption forces the son-in-law of KG Balakrishnan to take the exit door from the Youth Congress. The organizing committee chairman of the CWG, Suresh Kalmadi, finally grilled. The Pakistan-Punjab governor's assassination was planned. The accused has warned colleagues to be aware. And the man in form for South Africa, Khalis, scores yet another half-century. The prodigal son of the Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi has done what he does best: to threaten to his father. He has apparently even submitted his resignation to his father, both from the party post and from that of the Union Minister of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Aragiri wants A. Raja out of the DMK. After the 2G spectrum scam was out in the open, more so after Raja was forced to quit from his post as the Union Telecom Minister and was forced to cooperate with CBI for the raids, Aragiri has now told his father that it's either Raja or Aragiri in the party. Aragiri wants even the Chennai Sangam sponsorship by the DMK to be stopped. He also says that Chennai Sangamam, after being raided, should not be in association with the DMK, and in fact has even suggested that his sister Kanimuri be kept at bay. The Prime Minister's office, however, has received no such letter of resignation. The move is being viewed as a pressure tactic to meet with all his demands. Those close to Mr. Aragiri have been saying that the minister has been desperate for a while to return to Tamil Nadu politics, to play a more active role in the state politics rather than the centre. But was this expected, considering the state goes to polls 4 months from now? Asking for the removal of Raja and perhaps some others like State Minister Pungudai Alladi Aruna is just the pretext perhaps. The subject matter could well be Aragiri's demand to give him a strong party position in the state. The Union Minister wants a bigger role in state politics, as he wants to concentrate on the turf that had been reserved for his brother M.K. Stalin by his father. In his note to his father, he has reportedly said that he is uncomfortable with speaking Hindi and the language Hindi, and so finds him an uneasy fit at the centre. Meanwhile, the DMK's parliamentary party leader T.R. Balu today met the Congress President Sonia Gandhi to convey the Chief Minister's message to her on the state of relations between the two parties, and that he apparently even wanted to convince her on no such strain between the DMK and the Congress. However, T.R. Balu has dismissed all these reports officially. He has continued to say what the DMK has been saying so far. Officially, they say there has been no such resignation by M.K. Argiri, and that he went to meet Mrs. Sonia Gandhi only as a courtesy call. Well, Argiri may be saying what he's saying, but the Chief Minister and the Chief of the DMK continues to back and in fact pat his darling daughter. In what is surely a surprise gift on her birthday, the DMK Chief Karunanidhi showered praises on the Rajya Sabha MP Kanimuri. In fact, just moments ago at the Madras University, Karni's brother, Mr. Chief Minister, in fact, Karunanidhi showered praises upon Kanimuri and her contribution to culture and art in the state. This even as we have been reporting that her brother Argiri has played party pooper by allegedly calling for action against her for the Radia tapes and her open support for A. Raja. This seems to be the Chief Minister's response to Argiri. He praises his daughter in public venue. He says her role as an organizing cultural affairs person has been just about splendid across the state.
கனிமொழி அரசாங்கத்தினுடைய இந்த திட்டத்தை மீறி மாவட்ட அமைச்சர்களோடும் மாவட்ட ஆட்சித் தலைவர்களோடும் இணைந்து இந்த வேலைவாய்ப்பு முகாம்களை பல மாவட்டங்களிலே நடத்தி வருகிறார். அந்த முகாம்களில் இதுவரையிலே மொத்தம் நான் சொந்த அந்த கணக்கு 2,33,712 வேலை வாய்ப்பற்ற நிலைகள் கலந்து கொண்டார்கள் என்றும் அவர்களில் 1,33,998 பேருக்கு வேலை வாய்ப்பு கிடைத்ததா என்றும் அறிய நான் நிகழ்வன மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். இந்த முயற்சியும் ஒரு வகையிலே இன்னொரு பக்கத்திலே தொடர வேண்டும் என்று விரும்புகின்றேன்.
The DMK split wide open now. Well, moving on, you watch this report and you know how vulnerable you are the next time you visit a multiplex to shop or watch a film. Fire is a tragedy waiting to happen, especially in multiplexes with built-in cinema theatres. Cinema remains the most popular form of entertainment for Chennaites, but are theatres alert enough when it comes to fire safety? Salim reports on how they are not just foolproof, but are also not even taking precautions.
A cloud of smoke was an unscripted reality at the so-called best mall in Chennai 4 days ago. After an hour-long battle to put off the fire, firefighters and visitors were left choking on the smoke, and a handkerchief to the nose was hardly a barrier. Experts say smoke inhalation is the primary cause of deaths in indoor fires. Fortunately, on that day, there was no casualty.
There are smoke suction devices which can immediately suck out the smoke and make it bearable for people so that they can be evacuated safely. So that I've been insisting that should have, but it is not there in any other building. No building has a smoke suction device. Because ultimately, when a fire takes place, people die because of suffocation, because oxygen level comes down.
It is worse in other multiplexes. They are not fully equipped to handle emergency situations, and narrow exit routes only make quick getaways impossible. During inspections, it emerged that a stampede-like situation is in the offing. Audience clearly are sitting ducks. Emergency response teams exist only in the movies, not in the real world.
But emergency reaction team.
Experts Experts say 70% of the fire accidents occur due to faulty electrical wiring. Walk into the closet of any multiplex in Chennai, you will notice live wire hanging from the ceiling. Authorities say they are worried since mushrooming malls and multiplexes in the city are not taking fire safety norms seriously. Multiplexes in the city may be destination hangout for people of all age groups, but many of them are violating critical safety norms, an attitude that puts citizens to great risk.
It seems no lessons have been learnt since the Upar cinema tragedy in 1997 that claimed over 50 lives to ensure that a day at the cinema does not turn into a real horror. In Chennai, Salim for Ndtv-Hindu.
All right, Mr. R. Nataraj, in fact, the Director General of Police, Fire and Rescue Services, joins us live tonight. Thank you very much, Mr. Nataraj, for joining us on this very show to take our questions. You've seen this report now. What is your action going to be? How will your department now act against these violators?
No, we have been repeatedly telling all these big commercial complex and the malls that they should strictly adhere to the fire safety norms. Not only fire safety, total package of safety, whatever that has been prescribed as per the building code. Of course, we also during our annual mock drill, again tell them these are things which have to be done, and we also give them in writing the deficiencies which we notice. Supposing if there is a continuous indifference, then these malls face a threat of closure. Definitely, the licensing authorities will be addressed and will ensure that these malls are closed.
But Mr. Nataraj, there are about 15 big malls and perhaps even 10 multiplexes in Chennai. If the government is willing to give you that kind of power, which are those buildings upon which the crackdown will take place?
No, but actually, I can't give an answer, an omnibus question, omnibus answer. So, wherever there is a deficiency, it is not as if all the conditions are not fully complied with. Like I said, if some space is to be for a fire service vehicle or emergency vehicle to go through, they might have constructed a car park, unauthorizedly parked vehicles. So we tell them to remove the cars and have a separate car park. So like these small things. But when you go into the building where the load for the electricity load can be only this much and the additional load is given, that and all has to be checked by an electrical inspector. So we have to see whether the electrical inspector has checked all these things. And similarly, when we have an emergency exit, the emergency exit is properly kept. So we keep telling them, please don't do this, do that. But continuous indifference, and if there is any problem like that, in that case we have to address. We have addressed also in quite a few instances the licensing authority. These are the deficiencies, and
right.
It should be taken note of.
Right, but that perhaps is the irony, Mr. Nataraj, the fact that the DGP Fire Services, successive police officers who've taken the position that you are in today, keep saying that that as the DGP and as the Chief of Fire Services, they seldom can really act upon such violations. Apparently, the CMD is what owns the right to actually make a crackdown. Are you satisfied with the kind of power that you've been given as the DGP of Fire Services? Is it ironical that you're unable to act?
No, but as far as security is concerned, I always follow the dictum, never be satisfied. Because only when I am fully satisfied, when I feel that I am satisfied, that's a time when insecurity creeps in. So, a security man should never be satisfied. I am not satisfied. I will go and ensure that there is 100% safety, 150% safety, 200% safety. That is the aim we are going at.
Right. Perhaps when it comes to security, you are not satisfied, and perhaps firemen are not allowed to be satisfied no matter what and feel insecure that maybe that there's going to be a mishap and be alert all the time. But perhaps even sort of some level of no satisfaction when it comes to the kind of power the fire DGP and perhaps the department by and large enjoys when it comes to actually cracking down upon such multiplexes. But hopefully, those in concern have been watching the report and are listening to this very plea. Perhaps something that can be done tonight and perhaps in the next few days, which can prevent another Upar tragedy taking place in Chennai city. Thank you very much, Mr. Natarajan, for joining us live. Moving ahead, we'll take a little break, but Home Minister's condolences to homemakers in India. He says inflation is the biggest and the worst tax the country is paying. That's after the break.